Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. I want to thank everyone for some of the great feedback we've received on the Leadership Library. And often I get the opportunity to interact with all of you who have kind of accessed the library and came and visited me in the library with some questions. Today I'd like to answer a question I have received quite a bit now about this concept of we've come back, even though we're more remote than we thought we'd be, but we are engaging with each other. And it's time for us to begin that thought process of leadership training and development. And so the question I've been asked on a number of occasions is, what are some of if I was going to put together a workshop, a one-day workshop, a day-and-a-half workshop, what are the key topics that we should engage with for our people? And I think that's a great question. I think the first thing you have to always remember is training and development is such an important part of your responsibility as a leader. Great leaders rise to the top, but all of us need development and training. Hey, even Michael Jordan had a coach. Think about that for a second, right? So all of us need training and development. All of us need to follow up. And there's always great reoccurring training, continuing education programs that you can put together. But let's talk about some of the main topics that I believe would be critical to a leadership workshop that you would put together. For me, this concept of balanced leadership is so important. You want to think like a customer, feel like a valued individual, and act like an owner in all the things that you do. I think that leadership roles for an effective leader, for me, is so important. What are those roles and responsibilities you have as a leader that help make you an effective leader, a leader that people would follow? I think obviously communication skills, and one of our previous episodes we talked a lot about those communication skills, the great barrier reef of poor communication. We've talked about delivering bad news, hearing bad news, and if you haven't had a chance to listen to those previous podcasts, take a listen. Those are all parts of this world of communication and communication skills. Accountability and coaching is so important. We have to hold ourselves and our people accountable. I think that's such an important concept of great leadership. And then I believe there's these principles of leadership that are so important that we can talk about, and we're going to actually discuss in future episodes. And then finally, this concept of action plans. How do I put together plans that can help me achieve the desired results that we're looking for inside our organization, but not only for the organization, but for individuals inside the organizations? When I had my opportunity to speak with legendary coach John Wooden, and shameless plug here, if you want to take a listen to that interview, it is on the website on the Coach's Corner. But Coach Wooden said something that I think has always stuck with me, and you do see it quite often when you read leadership books, and that's the concept of fail to plan is a plan to fail. And so without a plan, so if you fail to plan, you're just planning to fail. Even a bad plan is better than no plan, I tell you sometimes. So I think this concept of action plans, both for your organization, for your business unit, and even your people, is such an important part of great leadership. So if you're putting together a leadership workshop, I would say balanced leadership, the leadership roles and responsibilities of an effective leader, communication skills, accountability and coaching, leadership principles, and action plans would be my core competencies to work on and review with your people. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being part of the Leadership Library family. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella.